Let's get those top messages set. There we go. I think that leaves us set. You know, it's just always a rock show around here. Alrighty, I got a little bit of time. Gotta go. Got some numbers to collect a little bit later. DJ Nico, Jurgen, hello. DJ Nico's gaming tonight. Good to take some time to have a little bit of fun in life. Jurgen, how are you? It's good to see you. I've been working on a new painting. I got a new pad of cotton watercolor, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I also got some new paints, some genuine Sleeping Beauty turquoise. I think the Sleeping Beauty mine is in Arizona, and Daniel Smith makes paint out of that, out of actual turquoise. So exciting. This one is made out of lapis lazuli. So I'm such a rock hound and rock nerd. I'm just kind of geeking out over the being able to buy paint that's made out of really cool stuff like that. So I think I'm going to go with maybe some outlines, some pebble outlines. Pardon the ratting. I'm going to rat around a little bit. Gotta find another pen. There we go. Try to keep the rattly noises down to a dull roar. I just wanted to get a feel for how the paint and the paper worked. Every brand of paper is a bit different, and new paint you just don't know what it's going to do until you start painting with it. So, and Jessica Lynn, hello. Enough is enough. Hello. Who else have we got in here? Gosh, you guys got the chat rolling. So lovely to see everybody. Yeah, I'm just going to jump into this. So I started out thinking I was just going to keep it to paint and not go with the outlines, but I think I'm just still in an outlining sort of a phase. So we've got the handy dandy, what is this? Pigment ink pens that are waterproof and all good stuff. So how's everybody doing? You maintaining an even strain? Just try to keep the rubber on the road. Kind of feel like I've had to, as I told some people, you just straighten up, or I'll pull this station wagon over and knock your heads together. So above and beyond it. Well, that's That is I like that name. It's good when you can rise above things and just get beyond it, isn't it? All right. Is there somebody in here with the name Foxy? Because that's not showing up for me. So, yep. Let me know if there's any. She is here. She's being good. I just paid the cat tax so that she would not yell at us throughout the whole episode. Oh, okay. Thank you. Foxy is DJ Nico. Alrighty. Alrighty. AKA, AKA. Then a nap and then back to the books. Well, I'll try to keep it relaxing. Oh, it's going to be one of those wobbly outline nights. Ooh, I really like a 3. I've got a 1 and a 5. I guess sometimes in life you just get what you get. Reggaeton. Oh, bring that. It is. This is actually a painting instead of my, the random backgrounds. I do get. It's become a running joke with me. Somewhere early along the line, I got forwarded an email from somebody that was criticizing what I was doing as drawing circles on paper, and they couldn't quite understand how I was making a channel out of that. I guess they really haven't scrolled the live stream, the live feed. Holy cats, the people are doing some goofy stuff. So anyway, I just kind of it's that's the joke is I just draw circles on paper, but sometimes I paint. I actually am doing a series now of rocks, and here's a bigger one that's going, and it's a little bit difficult to get it all under the camera. So yeah, sometimes I do that. And you guys are here, it's more about creating a space for people to come together and to talk about mindfulness or talk about our experience in cults or high demand religions, or just hang out and goof off, or whatever it happens to be. So it's more about that. And I mean, not that YouTube is so weird and incomprehensible to me that it's possible that I could just like never even say a word and just literally draw circles on paper, and if I kept at it long enough, and I might well have a channel just with that. I think it's interesting, whatever people are doing. I spent a good portion of my evening watching a man make fishing lures. Just enjoying my time with the folks that were in the chat. So, I'm laughing my way all the way past the person who I just can I be petty for just a minute? Just a little bit petty. Yeah, when my survivor or my subscriber count bested theirs and my view count went ahead of theirs, I did have a little schadenfreude. So Kel Mims, hello. Yeah, hello. Yeah, I mean, I think there's been some other criticism that's leveled against the artists in the protest movement. And I know some people do feel like they need to include slogans and words and in the actual art that they're creating. I wish that I could somehow get them to see that what they do is enough, that their presence is enough, their words is enough. They don't have to turn their art over to that. They don't have to use their paint and art materials to do that. Um, and I think there's been the criticism, and it lands on people, making them feel as though just being artists isn't enough. And it is enough. Because as we're dealing with the folks that roll in, whether they're people who've never really, been close to it, and if I just spread the message out, if you're a parent or a grandparent, talk to the young people that are in your life and make sure they know about cults, what they are, how to recognize them, and how to resist them. I mean, I think that's enough of a message. If one person watching this thinks, I'm going to speak to my niece and nephew about it, that's a day's work. That's enough. And I know quite a few of you in here are already working on getting the message out. So we do enough of it, it'll have an impact. Oh, there's something so satisfying about filling in these little spaces with circles or blobbly round shapes. Oh. Yeah, more peace of mind, DJ. Exactly. Yeah. Everybody say hi to Kel. Kel's been in and talking art. Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel sometimes like a little bit of that love and that activism needs to be extended to people who are here just trying to find a place where they can contribute and a place where they can maybe fit in and make the world a better place. And I'm just tired of seeing people getting taken advantage of or pushed around and bullied or made to othered in some way, So isn't that sort of disconnection and that isolation what we see with high demand religions? And we've got a fair amount of it going on in our ranks right now. So it's pretty hypocritical to be saying, well, you're defrauding the elders and you're using coercive control and taking advantage and making people work and you're tricking them, and yeah, we gotta not do it to ourselves, to each other. Are you guys talking about the potato down here? I painted this and I was like, this is some of the new paint I got, and I was like, hot diggity, that one looks like a baked potato. We can't go wrong with potatoes, though. Just shout out Chow Yun Smuts chat for the. That is now. There's a potato loving group of people for sure. Yeah. I don't know. This might be titled "Rocks and Potatoes." Nothing wrong with that. Does anybody out there remember? Hey, Angel. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys got some likes for me while you're hanging out. I appreciate those too. Yeah. Do you remember rock candy? Am I the only person who's nah? When I was a kid, there was rock candy, and it was kind of like a jelly bean almost, but they were all different shapes and sizes, and some colors that were sort of like rocks, and then every once in a while there'd be like a bright colored one in there. So, thank you. I saw that like it. Yeah, like it's. I think this one is rock candy with a potato, possibly two potatoes, three potatoes. Mm, okay. You, you see a heart in orange? There's a little shadow of a heart over here in this one too. Yeah. Yeah, look at that guy. Yeah. I don't know. I was just playing with the new colors, and it's just a little 5x7, so they're kind of, sketch sized. And I just thought maybe it'd be fun to have one that was. I do occasionally paint on these paintings, but um, it takes a little bit of concentration to sort of watch the chat and the painting, especially when I've got a new tube of paint and I don't really know how it's going to behave on the paper. It's a little, it's a lot hard. So I tend to do some of the more painting, kind of in the studio after I've warmed up with the pebble sketches. And then once I get myself trained on what that paint does, then I'm a little bit more comfortable get tucking into a $3 sheet of paper just for the hell of it. So that's how it goes. Hey, Anna, Craft Zone, welcome in. Good to see you. Imagine with Gretchen. Hi. Wow, that's terrific to see everybody tonight. Or this morning. I know we've got some folks from all over the world today. Whoa. This O1 pen just digs into the paper just ever so slightly because it's fairly small. And if you're thinking, well, why don't you get the 3? Get the 3. I have an O1 and an O5 in this sepia color, and sometimes the paintings look a little bit softer. The black is really stark. So I'm kind of shifting towards the sepia and just hunting for a place to order it from in the boxes of 12. Haven't found it yet. The art supply store I like to order from puts sepia in a pack with green, red, blue, black, and sepia. And I've got, I've never used a green pen on one of these yet, so yeah. Yeah. Are you Pacific Northwest too, Gretchen? Ah, oh, sounded like I strangled a bird. Yeah, I'm in Oregon, so. You were just having too much fun today. It's it's 109 over on the East Coast. Yeah. This is Sakura, and I'm pretty sure that I can order. I'm sure that they sell the O3s in a 12 pack. They just don't stock them at the. Um, well, there's two places that I order from mainly. One delivers using a FedEx, which is an absolute. I mean, they took a week longer than they said they were going to take last time. And the other store that I like to order from uses UPS, and they consistently arrive a day early. So I like to trade with the company that gives the good service. They don't stock the sepia ones, so I might send them another email and just say, hey, I want to buy them by the 12, because they sell them individually, but you get a little bit of a price break. And the way I go through them, I can justify buying a box of 12. So maybe they could do something, I don't know. And I can always go down to the local art supply store and buy them open stock, but last, I don't know, 2 or 3 times I've gone down to the store, they've been out of stock. So I think it's just getting harder and harder for bricks and mortar stores to compete with online. And yeah, if anybody's got any tips on the stores that they like to buy from online in the United States, drop a comment. Let me know. It really starts to look differently as I fill in those little circles, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm close enough to drive to Portland, yeah. Yeah. There used to be art media up in Portland. Oh my gosh. When I was doing serigraphs, screen prints, art media would, they had the best deals on Nielsen frames and custom cut mats and glass. Just get them for, I want to say like 70% below retail for artists. But I don't think we have art media anymore. Yeah, what do you recommend up there in Portland? I know there's a couple of Dick Blick locations. Blick Art Materials, is that what it is? And that's the one that I've ordered from that uses FedEx for delivery. They've got a really terrific selection, but gotta get it to me. Gotta get it delivered. Arts and Craftsman in Tacoma has a great online shop. The in-store experience is a delight. Artists and Craftsmen? Shuffle, shuffle. Man, I used to run up to Seattle about probably once every 2 months or so. Just haven't done it in ages. Nothing like spending the day in an art store, right? So there's a place, I think there's one in Portland too. There's a place down in San Francisco that is just stocked with like thrifted art supplies. A whole warehouse full of um, scraps and bits and bobs, and uh, I want to go to there. When I was down in San Francisco, my traveling buddy was like, "No, you have enough art supplies." I was like, "But that's not true. That's not possible. There's, what do you mean?" He was like, "We're not going." It's like, Scrooge. We will all be happy to know he is no longer my traveling buddy. That guy. That trip ended with me buying a train ticket and taking the train back home. That's how well that trip went. I'll say this: if you find yourself on a road trip with somebody, and oh, that'll test a relationship. It will. You find out that trip's going somewhere you don't want to be. Hop a train, baby. Oh, university. Okay. I have to remember to read out the comments so the replay crew knows what the heck I'm talking about. Artists and Craftsman has 2 locations, downtown Tacoma and Seattle University District. Another good spot is often the bookstores at universities or colleges. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because um, they tend to have a really nice, especially if they've got a fine art program, they'll have some nice quality art supplies and just great student prices. So that's a great point from Imagine with Gretchen. Yeah, uh, even a community college. I guess some parts of the country they're known as junior colleges, but 2-year colleges, if they've got fine art classes, um, you don't have to be a student to shop at the store. Yeah, thanks for that reminder. So I've been struggling with this series of paintings to get enough shadow around the edges of the rocks and just go all watercolor instead of the mixed media. And I get to the end of it where I've got all of the little pebbles filled in and a wash for the sand or the background because I don't like the white to really show through too much. And I just have not been able to bring myself to do one without going multimedia and putting in these little circles. It just seems to make my artist's eye happier to do it that way. So I'm trying to get my attitude about it changed and to be okay, just letting it flow out the way it wants to, uh, let the art flow out the way it wants to flow. And but do you ever struggle with those kinds of issues? Oh, it should. Maybe it'd look better with that, but you just can't quite do it. This one? You guys talking about this blue one? That one is painted with paint made from actual turquoise. Oh, I snuck a little in here and here too. And possibly here and here. Oh, this paint is made from jadeite. Yeah. Nice. Kel Mim says, my University of Arkansas has 2 huge rooms just for artist supplies. Yes. Luca! Hi! Oh, thank you so much. It's good to see you. Everybody say hi to Lucifer here. That's Luca. And one of my new friends from over in the fishing lure crafting world. Yeah, did I see that you set your wedding date? Luca, gonna bravely join the ranks of the married. Congratulations, you. And hey, while you're here, can I ask you, is Funderburg the one who's putting together the tackle box for his daughter? I think maybe. I swear, if I win one of those, yeah, if I win one of those, one of those wheel spins, I'm gonna have Steven send the lures over to Funderburg to some whatever the pretty ones. Send it to the for the tackle box. Man's getting his daughter outfitted for fishing, and I just some of my fond memories are fishing with my dad. So yeah, okay, don't tell. He'll probably come skulking through. He might come skulking through here. Yeah, so you guys are always talking about fishing, and I'm always painting things that look like you could find them alongside the river. Yeah, check out the university bookstore. That's a great tip. I like that. Nice. Lucas says he's going to tie a few things for her too. My dad's kind of he's not able to go out and do fishing anymore. But back when he was younger and we would go fishing, we'd go out, and I'm one of those people. I think whatever it is, just the connection, something about the way. Probably because I'm a bit naive about fishing, so the fish are all used to you guys who are experienced, and then somebody gets a fly or a lure in the water that moves a little bit differently. So I just happen to be attached to the other end of that line, and I usually limit out ahead of Dad, and he's not the best sport about it. So I get to go the first few days of the season with him, and then he's like, nah, you just, it's just the men. It's a boys' trip. We'll take you next weekend. Next weekend on the 12th of February. Yeah. Kel Mim says her dad was tying and making flies for fly fishing. Oh, golly. You have his lures? Oh, we should get Dan to make you a display box so you could put them in and like maybe put them like 12 up. And just, those are works of art. And wouldn't it be wonderful to get them in a shadow box and then get them on the wall? Pretty fly guy for a fisher guy. Nico bringing the music jokes. Yeah, you guys have been rocking the ice baby for the ice fishing. There's so many different ways to be creative, and anything that's got repetitive motion to it is so soothing to the mind. It's actually really helpful to combat things like depression and, you know, those bugaboos of the modern world. So there's an element of repetitive wrapping that goes with fly tying. And the more I watch it, the more I think, I've got a bunch of feathers and shiny stuff, and got that third hand vice clamp, and you guys could probably have a pool in it. How long will it be before Janelle Art starts tying some kind of lures? Yeah, Louisiana in the house. See what we started, Kel? And I'm guessing Kel might be handy with a pair of hemostats, right? Sometimes old school, you use those to hold things into the... Okay, question. I got the paints from... They are Daniel Smith. Want to see? Art Supply Show and Tell. Oh, hard as nails. Oh, golly. My brain just went kablast back to... You know that Sally Hansen's the #1 selling nail polish brand in the world, or used to be. Might still be, but I would have thought it'd been something else. But so Daniel Smith, which is kind of cool. They send stickers. I like some stickers. So in the Daniel Smith line, they've got paints that they call Primatac, and they got the big P on them. Those are made with a genuine semi-precious or precious stone. This one's made of zoisite, which is the mineral that tanzanite, gem quality tanzanite is a zoisite. Lapis lazuli, genuine. This was, I want to say $21.45 for a 15 milliliter tube. It's not cheap, but it goes forever and ever. Minnesota pipestone. The pipestone is what Native Americans made peace pipes out of. And Sleeping Beauty turquoise genuine. Bloodstone. Just got a couple of things. Just green apatite. Oh, my favorite Why do I have the tiniest tube of Cascade Green? It's my favorite thing. So far, my favorite thing so far. Yeah, Jadeite Genuine. Is it focusing? There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's, Cal, that's kind of tough, right? Because it's stuff their hands touched. I've been going through that with my mom's quilting supplies, and like it's just like I know that she washed them and pressed them and handled them and had patterns picked out for all of the different fabrics. And rhodonite was another one I got that's a bright pink. That's the pink I used on that one in the corner. So yeah, Daniel Smith extra fine watercolors. They're available online at Jerry's Artorama. They're probably available in most art supply stores. They're made in dun dun dun, made in the Pacific Northwest, up in Seattle, Washington. So yeah, they barely fit in the box. So now I have to use some before I can buy some. I think. I may or may not be on paint buying probation. I am. I want to make sure I know how all of these paints are going to mix with my other paints before I buy another whack of them, because I think I'm about 12 tubes ahead of, and you know, if you never experiment with them, if you never get them on the paper, you really never know what they do. So it doesn't do me any good to have them just sitting in a box, sitting in the tubes. But then when you get them on the paper, this is the one that's genuine jadeite. And this is the turquoise. So this card is, I think, almost all Daniel Smith colors. Yeah, that'll just be my assortment of old paints from here and there. Here's the other card. So we've got Potter's Pink and I just did these earlier today, so I haven't really labeled anything, but I think this one is Rhodonite, one of these beautiful bright pinks. And then Piemontite, some quinacridone colors. So just get them on paper, and they always look different on different kinds of paper, so you just want to swatch the daylights out of things and become familiar. It's just give yourself permission to use up a little paper and see what your paints do. And sometimes when I look at those swatches, I'm so inspired. You know, I can take, this is Moon Glow. This is Daniel Smith Moon Glow, which is a purple, sort of a blend of, it's a purple made from, I want to say, PR122 and Viridian. Viridian green makes purple, but it does, with some lunar black. And that shows up over here along the side to make a stone that looks a little bit like amethyst. So play with your art supplies. Don't leave them in a drawer. Well, Luca, you better wife her up as soon as you can. He says his fiance has a rather large collection of crystals. You will never be at a loss for anniversary and birthday presents if you've got a woman in your life who likes rocks. Display cases, and fancy bowls, and big chunks of shiny things. And as a woman who used to own a flower shop, I will tell you, flowers. You can never go wrong with flowers. Yeah. We'll keep you in our good graces. Right. She's in the chat with you too, right? Is Julie? Is it Julie? There's so many new people to meet over there, and you all have different screen names, and but they call each other yeah. I might be known to love a drider or such myself. Yeah. Just saying. Wait, you said Louisiana. Okay, never mind. It's oregano. That's I like some dill in the egg salad. That's what I meant. Just just looked up to see how many people scrolled away when I said that. Yeah, just give me a minute on the internet. Ivasha. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I'm in Oregon, just some yeah, sometime I'll tell you guys about the season I spent on trim crew. Oh, Shade. Okay, all right. Okay. Cuz she's sometimes over in Dan's chat, maybe somewhere. Y'all are so fun to hang out with. I really have been enjoying it, and it's just, I'm just tickled that you come over here and that you subscribed. I had the best week I've ever had since starting my channel with subscriptions, and golly. Mm-hmm. And the way you guys support each other's art and just trading stuff back and forth, and watched somebody do an unpackaging, and it was something that was sent from somebody else, and I was like, wait a minute, I know I know that channel. Hi, Gail. Hi there. In Turner's chat. Okay. You were born on Halloween? Oh, that's kind of fun. My best friend's was born on the 30th. It's such a festive time of year to have a birthday. And, candy. Lots of candy. How are you doing, Gail? Good to see you. Weathering the storm elsewhere. Mm. Be really funny if your business was detailing cars. Lucifer's Details. Sorry, that cannot have been the first time that one got flown past you. Gail. Yes. We got Gail painting. Yes. I'm such a. It, it just. I don't know if it's exactly my mission, but like I'm just so thrilled if I can instigate any of you to do any art. And I really believe that a little bit of time spent in any sort of a mindful activity, like it just makes us more peaceful. And if we can make the world peaceful, like 1 hour at a time, one person to be more peaceful for 1 hour, or 1 week, or one lifetime, you guys know. I think you've heard it. Hmm. No, he's not an auto detailer. He's a trapper, search and rescue for, and really with dogs, cadaver retrieval. Use dogs for that. Traps invasive species in 3 states: Louisiana, Florida, and Texas. They're on the Gulf Coast, right? The Delta. Of course, then, like in my brain is immediate, like Mississippi River Delta blues. Some amazing music coming from that part of the world. Yeah, we've got what are they called? The red-eared slider turtles, and um, we do have some invasive species up here in the Pacific Northwest, but so far, no boa constrictors and anacondas. So, Angel, yeah, yeah. Angel says, you, "Oh my God, your stones have me painting again." No, I don't know if I have to get a laughing pickle or some sort of a bell that we can ring every time one of you says, "Guess what I did today?" Yeah, yeah, Nico. Yeah, someone. I, I don't know. I don't think of myself as an influencer, but I got accused of influencing somebody to do something, and I thought, just need to hush up and leave me alone and stop. I want to be left alone, and if you keep picking me up, you're going to find out you've got a rattlesnake by the tail. And anyway, so if I get accused of being an influencer, and I thought, alrighty, let's see how that works. Remember, guys, some of you will know stats are coming out tomorrow. And those of you from the fishing lure side of it, just ignore this crap. You don't need it. Yeah, just a farmer. Yeah, Gail says I've been painting forever, but it was on procrastination through December. It is your joyful place. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Gail, you and I were streaming together over on another channel, and I do recall seeing like your self portrait and a couple of other paintings. So, oh, good God. Yes, with dogs. Oh, golly, I am behind in chat. All right. Working on acrylic. I was just saying, Last time I want to say it was last night, but I think it might have been the day. God, it's all just running together. Um, I keep having this idea that's popping into my head about working with some acrylics. Because I know I can get a layer down and then you throw a little watercolor ground on top of that, and when the old thinker starts going, you're just going to end up you're going to end up breaking out the other paints and awakened by the looking glass's reflection. Hello. Hello. Yeah, Gail, me either. I guess, there's things for a season, and, we go where we're needed as long as somebody can make some good use, and then we move on. Subconfirmation. How much time does it take to make? Sometimes one day, sometimes I'll work on them off and on for over a couple of weeks. Jody Spumoni, hello, welcome in. Yep. Yeah. I think, Gail, just to wrap that up, we were there, we shared the love of art, and we opened a door, so it wasn't wasted time, right? When we plant the seeds of a love for art, that's a seed that might lay dormant for a while, but I do think under the right conditions. Yeah, Gail says I was there with an open heart. Me too. And he's got those supplies, and there's going to come a day he'll sit down and he'll find his way into it, and I hope that he brings him some calm and some peace, and if we did that, that's enough work. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Well, just looked up and anytime I'm above 10 likes, I'm just like, woo. Thanks everybody for those. So the next step on this will be to, boy, that's right up on the edge, isn't it? To mix up some really muddy, fairly muted colors and fill in those backgrounds. But I like to do that during the daytime when I've got some sunshine going. Yeah. What do you guys think? Well, should we do a couple of just our standard pebble drawings? Those are always kind of fun. Anybody who was here the other night when I was just ratting through trying to find the pebble painting that had the fish? It was just one layer down below, and it did turn up. So sometimes you guys got me sneaking fish into the paintings. I know the fish, Angel. I'm so sorry for all of the ratting through. I don't know if I have the I don't know if I if I have the heart to go watch that one. Just my ADHD and autistic brain just goes, must find, must locate. Oh, what are we gonna do with me? So y'all were so patient. I just appreciate it. Yeah. All right. That chat, you guys are, I love that you're talking to each other. Just carry on. And if you've got something for me, just try to throw capital letters or just put like question or comment if it's for me. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna, I'm gonna do this. Gonna do this for a minute. Yeah. All right. What do you think? You guys think? I'm always, I'm always like intrigued by these lovely muddy ones. Or we've got bright. What do you think? What are you in the mood for? What suits you? A little bit of bright? Oh, Nico, I think that would rock. Bright it is. Mm. I didn't get a womp womp for that one. Thank you, Luca. Oh, gosh. I know some nights I'm very punny. Just, how's my focus? Get, get it going good. Please lay flat. It's just not going to. That darn thing. That's better. All right. Ah, the satisfaction of the point oh 0.03. It just slips onto the paper so nicely, and it's just the right amount of definition and contrast and yeah, so I'm just wondering, did I answer all of the questions about the paint? Or I usually tend to over answer, so if I it just had a I just had a thought, which is I bet we could make these backgrounds printables. I know from time to time people say that don't know where to start with them, but I bet we could make them printables. Like doodle your own pebbles. Yeah, if you're watching, if you're on replay, or if you got a comment or thought, if that made you go, yeah, a 10 pack of different backgrounds would be. No face, howdy. My apologies to anybody that's been in here. I just the chat's moving kind of fast, and I've got it at a good height, but um, it's about 4 inches from my nose. So when I look at it, everything's a bit blurry. So my apologies if I missed greeting anyone. Welcome in. Hello out there if you're watching. if you are, I hope you've noticed that this chat's a pretty cool group of people, and I hope that you would feel welcome to join us if you feel so inclined. Or just hang out and watch, just to get your art on. It's good. As long as it's leaving you in a better, more mellow state than when you arrived, then I'm accomplishing what I'm setting out to do. Yeah, if Luca is still in the chat. I used to live up in Alaska, and we had a festival up there. It's probably set to get kicked off in Anchorage end of January, beginning of February, called the Fur Rondi, short for rendezvous. And it was when all of the trappers came to town. It's also when the Iditarod gets started, and everybody comes to town. It's cold, there's snow on the ground, and so many people come in, and they're they're clad in garments that are made from trapped pelts, and because it's functionally like it. There's places where it just gets so cold. That's what you wear because it keeps you from. Uh, I'm I'm torn because I know there are people who are just, and I feel this way. I have great sympathy for animals, but we do have cultures where the subsistence culture is what goes on, and trapping is part of that. But it's just good night, Kel. Good, it's good to see you again. But the artistry that those are turned into garments, and the just like the mushers as they're getting ready to head out on the Iditarod, and it's really just I don't know, kind of probably well a rendezvous, and the trappers all come and lots of fun. Probably just should have said you should Google that. Tell you, I'd rather see somebody decked out in furs because they're getting ready to travel with their dog team across the land than maybe walking down the streets of Park City, Utah. But yeah, I should stop talking about that now. Wolf Moon. Yeah, that you were talking about that earlier. I need to go out. Hopefully the moon hasn't already set here, but yeah, the festival started, he says. Yeah, we do something close to it here, down in Louisiana. Celebrate the wolf moon. We give thanks to land, honor the animals we've hunted the past year. And tonight the festival started. Very cool. Yeah, so where I lived up in Anchorage was just a few blocks away from the area where the festival was centered, so it was pretty cool. I added my email to. Did I add it to my description? I'm at Gmail, and you can that if you drop the underscore out of the channel name and just put Janelle Art at Gmail. That's the that is that's that. I am old enough to not put up with that nonsense. Yeah, I don't. And my apologies if that was a greeting. Uh, but if you are, yeah, if you're coming in with wanting to, yeah, just yeah, try again in English. And alrighty, it wasn't rude, or it was. I don't need no stinking moderator. They try me every stream, of some description of it. It's just become endemic. So yeah, I will say, like if you were trying to greet me and be kind, and it didn't translate well, then my apologies. And uh, just otherwise, I've got a good idea. You're not being very nice. So you enjoy a little round of troll bopping around here too, don't you? This is part of the entertainment. Oh, okay. Was that what it was, Luca? Oh, it was rude. Okay, all right. Thank you. See, we crowdsource so much. Okay. Right, Gail, exactly. I know. Since I retired from moderating most all other channels, my troll bopping, I just don't get enough troll bopping. So, yeah, I just can't. It's just the funnest part of the day. You know one thing I can do here? Let me just, we'll just make a little adjustment here. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, I'll make them wait a little longer before they can come in and insult me or insult you guys. There we go. Mm-hmm. Hey, like me now, boys. Yeah, if any I've been running for an hour and 15 minutes. You've had time to sub up and you know, yeah. Yeah, I was I've had a couple opportunities just mod the hell out of stuff, so we have a whole strategy here for uh, oh, I want to fill in this space. And we know that they look better if I leave a little open space, but Uh, God, I was, yeah, I just got, let's talk about modding a little bit here. I got to the point where I was so distracted and I was dealing with somebody who was just determined to pull me away from doing the work on my own channel. And to the point, like I would be asked, yeah, when are you going to go live? I'll go live after you're done with the live stream. And then the live stream would get extended out to like 6 hours until I was exhausted. And, like it was just like, is this crap deliberate? And I will say this, like there are people who are really skilled at moderating. I think I need a muddy one here to get myself sort of okay, I'll look for that email. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as you didn't call somebody little in the songs, I'll probably be nothing but compliments. So, yeah. So it's just like if you are here and you're good at that and that's what you want to do, and I mean, we do have some people, and I call them tea and cookies mods, right? They're super about like, welcome in, how's everybody doing? They'll set the tone, they might put up a comment that says something like, this is a kind chat, we don't tolerate this, this, and this. Like they're super good at it. And there are other mods who are just hammer mods, and I fall into the hammer mod category. That's my strength. I can spot trouble when it comes in the door. I don't always spot it exactly the moment it comes in the door. And I'm willing to just say, assess what's being said and just, I'm not one for timing out unless the channel creator is big on timing out, because I think what I see is if somebody's willing to come in and they just start with trouble, like they're just not, they're probably going to have trouble conforming themselves to the polite behavior all of the time, right? Because the average person who comes in is just nice. Like it's not our nature to come in and just see how much trouble we cause. So I don't have a lot of patience for it. I'm 63. I've seen that crap come along, and I'm just like a block from channel. I just go straight to it. And that has a use too. If you put the tea and cookies mods together with the hammer mods, it just makes a terrific team. Keeps everything safe. But fundamentally, like I don't get a big thrill out of being a hall monitor. And I really enjoy creating my own content. So I think when we have people who are content creators and we do have skills, like it's easy to get drawn in to modding on other channels. And maybe that's because you've got some skills at it or it's just needed. But it has a way of pulling you into hours and hours of making yourself useful for other people. It doesn't pay you, it doesn't build your channel, it doesn't get you subscriptions. The channels, a couple of the channels where I regularly modded, if my link got dropped, I would come back after spending hours moderating somebody else's chat, babysitting somebody else's problems, and find I had dropped 2, 3, 5 subscribers. And that's, I think, down to people who were hate watching the other stream. And they just, you put a link up and anything, they'll tap on it and see, yeah, oh, I was subbed there. Now I'm going to unsub because it's connected to something that I don't like. And it can really detract from your channel growth. So be cautious and about where you mod and invest your time. If you're here as a channel creator, don't feel bad. Go make your content. Go do that. Because I'll tell you, there are 20 people in any given chat, especially a big one, who probably have skills and they're certainly willing to step up and go, I want to be a mod. You might be good at it, but you're not the only one who's good at it. Work for yourself, work for your channel. Yeah. It'd be different if it gave you views or gave you subscribers or watch hours, but it doesn't. So only mod where you really are getting getting something back for it where it's reciprocal and that both sides of it are healthier for the interaction you give. It's okay to say, yeah, no thank you, or please unmod me, or whatever you need to say. Yeah, generally. For those, I know we've got some new people in here, and that I very often have a trusted moderator in here. So, yeah, Lucas says, I make it clear I only mod when I'm not busy and for friends. I'm not so good at that. Like, if somebody says, oh, I really need you to go do it, I kind of grew up with somebody who was really controlling. And so if somebody starts acting in a controlling way, I tend to default into obedience and not always in my own best interest. So we could take a page from Luca's book and just have that clear boundary. Yeah, it's not, and DJ Nico brings up, it's not a paid job. It's a way to help a friend if there's time and energy. There are channels that pay mods, and in the Midwest, mods make $35 an hour. Now, in the community where I was mostly modding, I mod a little bit in the art community too. I don't know of anybody who was a paid mod. I've heard that there were some that were getting perks or kickbacks from the channel creators, but yeah, some big channels do have paid moderators, and it's good money. Luca, if Maya was here right now, Luca, she would just love what you're saying. Lucas says boundaries are reinforced with the word no. She's spent the last several weeks trying to teach me, Janelle, do you need to say no? You need to say no. Yeah. Oh, awakened. All right. PDA. Yes. Yeah. Are you talking about persistent or demand avoidance? Yeah, I'm a little PDA. I kind of vacillate between, yeah, go here, do that, and all the no. But yeah, Maya's terrific, and she's just, I'm sure she's sleeping. We were painting. We were painting and we didn't live stream it. I'm sorry. We do that. Um, and it's a lot of fun. So I need to get her to live streaming more. Usually I like to, we've got a reciprocal thing going that she live streams on my channel, and then I stream with her on uh, on her channel, and love to DJ Nico too. We and I we we kind of keep track of Drop Short Media and Maya, also known as Alice in Art Supply Hoarderland. And it's like I enjoy those live streams so much. It doesn't feel like working. I come away from it energized, and it's really different from other places where I would just come away drained. So you sort of need to gauge what your energy is, and if you come away drained, that's a sign that it's maybe not the right place for you. So, yeah. Pathological demand avoidance. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I was diagnosed with autism quite late in life, and so we do talk about the spices of the neurotypical, neuroatypical. Mm. Tiff, darling, darling. I had to duck out. I got yeah, from your stream. It was like it's good to talk about that stuff, but I was getting a bit flooded, and I think like I think I left a message just that like joking, did we marry the same dysfunctional Remind me, I'll tell you sometime what happened to that guy. But it would really shift the mood if I did it right now. So yeah, yeah, ADHD. So yeah, we are neurodiverse, neurospicy friendly in here. And it's kind of wild because, like, I spent most of my life thinking I was neurotypical, and why the heck? Why you're so smart? How come you're so dumb about this? And now I can just say, spiky profile, yo, rocks the heck out of this. Can't do that. So yeah, yeah. I will say this to you, like, I got to the part where you were talking about how you had just like stood up for your daughter and worked to break that chain of uh, Tiff was talking about some difficult family dynamics and narcissistic sorts of dealing with people that are have some narcissistic traits, that the ways that we can be impacted when we're young and how that can flow along with us as we go through life. So that you were able to guide your daughter into safer waters, I hope that you give yourself a lot of credit for that, because that's what we need to do to sort of break those generational lines of transmission of our crappy ways of doing things. Sometimes we just have to put sometimes we have opportunities to break that chain, and I hope that you're proud of yourself for doing that. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Nico says, then there are trauma responses that may show up as behaviors similar to some diagnoses. Exactly. I mean, if that was what was modeled for you, if somebody screamed and yelled at you, and, it doesn't matter how much of an empathetic person, you can grow up to scream and yell at people until you learn to do better. So, yeah, all kinds of shared wisdom flowing around here tonight. Hmm. And I noticed over the holidays, just there were a lot of channels streaming. They were streaming on the days that were going to be difficult. Maya and I had talked about it ahead of time, that we didn't have plans with each of our families, and so we set up to stream on the December 25th. And there were so many channels on, like, the 24th, the 25th, the 1st, the 31st, and just people just taking care of each other and making space. Um, just really wonderful. Really wonderful to look out at the list of live streams and just know that there were some people thinking of other people. And it's kind of weird, like, what are you going to do on Christmas? Well, you know, I'm going to make a place on the internet for people to come together. Right? And it wasn't sure how that was going to come out, but I slept very well that night. Mm, yeah. Lucas says, good communities look out for one another. And DJ Nico says, kindness is never hard. Just to give a few moments of your time Doesn't cost you anything. Uh, Awakened, was so honored to be part of that. It was an amazing feeling to see so many come together. We ended up doing 52 hours straight on Christmas Eve day. Thank you. DJ Nico says, love those pebbles. Luca, it's the reason why you came on and talked about the other crafters. I directed you towards Elegant Woodcrafting channel. Luca, did you? Dan K has. I'm going to tell on Dan K. Dan K has been hanging out here and helping us pick out colors and talking about car auto body work. I mean, he was over here and I said, "So what do you do?" And he goes, "Oh, I do this and that. I like to do woodworking." And I said, "You know, Dan, yeah, I knew him before he started his channel, so don't tell I told on him." Yeah. Yeah, no, I was provoking him to do that and he said, I don't know how I do it." I said, "Just turn the camera on and get going." And I know. Uh, were you there that Saturday? He hit 16,000 on his vertical live stream. Poor Dan, he's got like 100 and some subscribers maybe. And he looks up and he sees like the concurrence, this little number up here. The concurrence is like, I see his eyes almost roll back in his head. He did great, and I'd love to see that. You know, we never know why something, just the time of the day, just somehow maybe the game finished off, or for whatever reason, all of a sudden there were just 16,000 people watching this guy, and he's on his like third or fourth live stream. And I couldn't have been more proud of him. It was like, it was a, I feel like he's the nephew I never had. So. And I've looked some of his other. We're talking about Dan over at Elegant Woodcraft, and if you want to look up his channel, it's linked. I have a ton of links to his stuff in my community tab, where you can find a link to him, and just kind of cool guy. He's fitted out his garage with some fairly simple woodworking tools, power tools, and he was cutting blind dovetails the other Saturday, and just gets up and does it, and he was freaking out a lot. I think he freaked out more when Viking came into his chat a couple days ago than he did when there were 16,000 random strangers looking at him at the same time. So it's just entertainment on a lot of levels there. Yeah. Awakened. Thank you so much. I'm glad it soothed you a little bit. I'm glad you had some fun talking with people, and you're always welcome in here. Rest well, you know. Don't worry about missing. This is just paper, it's nothing. Just I'll do it again. I'll do it, 3 times a week or so, and um yeah, we'll do this one. This will be the last one for the night, and I know I'm always so tempted when there's a group of people in here, but that's the heads up for kind of not quite last call, but yeah. Yeah, and I'm there like, who's this guy? Later, I went and looked at the Vikings Woodworking channel, and yeah, you can drop. I, I know like it comes up on my feed, so I don't have to. And I think I'm subscribed to him now, so just kind of one of the new ones that I haven't tuned in yet when he's woodworking. He just kind of horsing around with the chat so far. But everybody seems to be having a good time, so I'll just turn it on and let it roll while while I'm painting, doing whatever I'm doing. I was always fascinated with woodworking, but when I went to school, girls were. We went upstairs to the home ec class and learned to sew or cook, and boys went down to the shop and learned how to make birdhouses and bookends. And this was before Title IX. Cause shh, don't tell I'm old. I'm old. But I always thought that it was just magical the way you could turn wood into objects. And I love. I have a lot of wood things, and there's a live edge shelf that I'm out look. This, you know, 8 feet from me, and the room is paneled with wood. And yeah, just I'm not a glass and metal kind of a gal. I like things made out of wood. I like wood. That's what she said. Oh, Angel, are you kicking out, Angel? Thanks for spending time with us. Just I think I used a little bit of that new paint, the new lapis lazuli in this one. It's just got some subtle, really stony, wonderful kind of tones to it. I get that. I get that thing. Like transitioning is apparently for a lot of people who are neurodiverse, transitions are really difficult. Now, if I was down the hall, tucked into bed, I'd be perfectly happy. It's just stopping doing the thing. Ugh. And then starting a new thing. Ugh, ugh. Um, Turns out that's not laziness or being unwilling. It can feel actually kind of painful to our nervous system to have to stop what we're doing and shift gears. So if you struggle with that and you're neurodiverse, and try not to be so hard on yourself about it, because it's not your imagination. Those transitions can really be more challenging for some of us than for others. It's so funny. Sometimes I see the rock and I'm like, it'd be a different angle. And as soon as I turn the paper, it's I lose sight of it. And there's really no wrong way to do these. It's not the end of the world if a line goes wobbly or a shape resolves a little bit differently. But I suspect some of the benefit in this is the way that imagination overlays the actual piece of paper. Built a deluxe chicken coop. Chicken mansion, maybe. So Luke is saying, nope, it's a high focus that is literally physical. Are you talking about that transition, the the kind of painfulness of transitioning? Yeah, I'll do. And I'm also ADHD. Like I was diagnosed with that probably 20 years ago now, so I've known about that for quite a long time. And this exercise, this pebble drawing exercise, is actually something that I do to help me work on keeping my focus on one thing at a time. So it's just practicing, if my mind wanders, and it's like, I'm live streaming at the same time, so the irony is not lost on me. But, um, yeah, that hyper focus, for sure. And I get locked into the hyper focus, and then it's sort of kind of, it feels good when you can get in focus and stay in focus. Because when things are out of hand, you're not getting anything done. So a lot of the attention problem is like, I started 19 things today and I finished 0. So when you can get locked in, it's you kind of want to stay locked in because you're getting the thing done. But then you may find it's 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you may or may not have actually eaten dinner. La la la. I will. As soon as I get done drawing these pebbles, I'll go have some dinner. Maybe. Alrighty. There it is. I think we've gotten to the end of it. All right. Art show, and then we'll say our goodbyes. I'm good. I had cheese and crackers for a good snack there in the middle. Yeah. Alrighty. We like to do a little art show at the end of it and just see what we got done. So if you ever are looking through the live streams, I didn't do this at the beginning, but I started somewhere, I don't know, around video 40 or thereabouts, of trying to remember to finish up with a look at what I worked on during the live stream. So if you're ever just curious, what's she gonna do? You can skip to the last bit of it and you'll get the quick art show. And if there's something that just catches your eye, you'll find it during the stream. I haven't quite, gotten to the point where we've got chapter breaks. Also, if you have a look at the art show and it's just nothing in it floats your boat, go to another one. Find one that's got something that looks beautiful to you to watch. Let's see. We did this one. Yeah, get the focus on that. We did find the fish that Ernest Grass. I saw Ernest earlier today in another chat, but I got the blank out, and he said, that looks like a fish in the middle. Et voila. Fish. Sorry. Got the focus going wompy. I try to remember to slide them in from the top so it doesn't boggle your eyes so much. But, sometimes life gets a little muddy, and you just have to hang in there, and sometimes we can get things to resolve a little bit. That was smoother. We'll make a live streamer out of me yet. Yeah. Lucas says, the reason why no two people see a piece of art the same is because their mind fills in the details even if they're not there. That's true. Yeah. I love the blues and grays too. I think that's my favorite out of it tonight. Art and striptease has in common, you want something left for the imagination, says Nico. Alrighty, everybody. I hope that you get some good rest tonight. If you're if you're like me on the West Coast, it's about to be resting time, and if your day's about to start, have a great one. Make some time to be creative. Make your music or do a little knitting. Do some cooking or baking or mend a sock. Just put your hands to some quiet, repetitive motion and let your mind get quiet and find some kindness. Gail says, thanks for sharing your time with us. Thank you for sharing your time with each other. And thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Really appreciate all of you. And if something comes to mind, drop me a comment. I always love to see them. And we'll see you on the next live stream. Good night, everybody.